The telepathic alien gasps when I think of her, and she's always on my mind. He had imagined worlds filled with alien civilizations, mysterious landscapes, and untold discoveries, but nothing could have prepared him for what lay ahead. The exploration vessel Aurora had been traveling through uncharted space for weeks, following a faint energy signature that defied all known patterns. When the readings finally solidified into coordinates, the crew realized they were on the verge of discovering a planet unlike any in human history. The planet appeared as a gleaming blue and green marble, floating silently in the void. Its atmosphere shimmered with a soft golden glow, giving the clouds an almost magical appearance. The sensors detected breathable air and a magnetic field strong enough to support life. Aaron felt a mix of excitement and caution. Humanity had never set foot on a planet so untouched, so alive with energy. "Captain," said Lieutenant Myra Khan, the ship's science officer, her voice calm but brimming with curiosity, "I'm reading something unusual." The energy readings aren't just random. They seem conscious, like the planet itself is aware of us. Aaron frowned. "Conscious energy? Explain." Myra gestured to the readings on her tablet. "The signals react when we change course or even when we think about certain areas. It's as if something or someone is observing us even from a distance." Aaron's brow furrowed, but a thrill ran down his spine. The thought of intelligent life, hidden and patient, filled him with anticipation. "Prepare a landing party. We'll see this firsthand." The landing site was breathtaking. Giant crystal formations jutted from the ground like jagged towers of glass, reflecting sunlight in countless colors. The air was crisp and smelled faintly of rain and metal. It was quiet, almost eerily so, except for a faint hum that resonated in their bones, like the planet itself was breathing. As Aaron and his team stepped out, the crystals shimmered faintly, reacting to their presence. Every step they took seemed to echo with life. Then from behind one particularly massive formation, a figure emerged. It was tall, slender, and ethereal, with skin that seemed to shimmer like liquid silver. Its eyes were large and luminous, holding a depth of intelligence that made Aaron's heart skip a beat. Though it had no mouth that he could see, he felt its gaze, and then unexpectedly it gasped. The sound was strange and soft, yet it vibrated directly in Aaron's mind. He staggered back, startled. He wasn't imagining it. The alien, whatever it was, had responded to him. Not to the crew, not to their movements, but specifically to his thoughts. "What did it?" Myra began, but Aaron held up a hand. He felt a thrill tinged with fear. He had read about telepathy in theory, but he had never experienced it. And yet here it was real. The figure tilted its head and the gasp returned. This time Aaron dared to focus. He thought a simple thought, "I mean no harm." The gasp echoed again, and this time it seemed almost relieved. Aaron realized that the alien could sense his emotions as well as his thoughts. He tested it further, thinking a little curiosity about the planet, and the creature tilted its head closer, eyes widening. It was studying him just as intently as he studied it. Over the next few hours, the landing party watched in awe. The alien, who Aaron would later learn was called Elara, moved with grace, almost floating across the crystal plains. It avoided them when they made sudden moves, but it seemed drawn to Aaron specifically. Every time he thought of exploring or considered a question about the crystals, Elara gasped, flinched, or tilted its head in a manner that suggested understanding. "What do you make of it, Captain?" asked Ensign Ryo, clearly nervous. "Is it dangerous?" Aaron shook his head. "I don't think so. It's curious, and I think it senses our intentions. It reacts more to how we feel than what we do." "But how?" Myra asked. "Telepathy, that's impossible." Aaron gave a small smile. "Impossible until it's not. Right now, we just need to learn how it communicates. And so far, it's responding to me. Let's see if we can understand it before we do anything else." For the next several days, Aaron focused on building a connection. He discovered patterns. When he thought of fear or caution, Elara would recoil. When he thought of calm curiosity, it would move closer, seemingly encouraging him. He began to experiment carefully, thinking about simple objects, actions, and emotions. Slowly, a fragile but undeniable bond formed. One day, as he pondered aloud the idea of climbing one of the largest crystal towers, Elara gasped sharply and stepped in front of him. The reaction startled Aaron, but he realized something crucial. Elara wasn't trying to control him or stop him out of fear. It was warning him, guiding him. "Interesting," Aaron murmured. It's not just sensing thoughts, it's predicting outcomes, it's looking out for me. Ilara tilted its head and made a soft sound that resonated in his mind, almost like laughter. Aaron felt a strange warmth, a sense of connection deeper than anything he had ever experienced. Meanwhile, the rest of the crew remained wary. They maintained a safe distance, unsure whether this telepathic being could be trusted. But Aaron noticed a subtle shift. Ilara seemed more relaxed when only he was nearby, as if it recognized a single human it could connect with. One evening, as the twin suns of the planet dipped below the horizon, casting the crystal towers in a golden glow, Aaron sat alone near one of the formations. He closed his eyes and focused, thinking of simple images: a tree, a bird, a flowing river. The gasps and resonant sounds in his mind flowed in response, as though Ilara were painting the world in thought alongside him. It was in that moment that Aaron realized something extraordinary. Humanity's first contact with intelligent life didn't need words or weapons. It needed trust, patience, and the courage to reach out with understanding. But there were challenges ahead. The crystals, while breathtaking, were not entirely natural. Sensors detected faint energy fluctuations beneath the surface, suggesting a hidden system or mechanism. And while Ilara responded to Aaron, the telepathic connection was fragile and easily disrupted by noise or sudden fear. Aaron's thoughts drifted to a single idea. If they could truly communicate with Ilara, they could uncover the secrets of this planet. Perhaps even gain knowledge that could change the course of human civilization. But he also knew that misunderstanding, even a small one, could lead to disaster. The night ended with Ilara standing close by, gazing at him with those luminous eyes. Aaron felt an inexplicable certainty. This creature, though alien in every sense, understood him. And in that understanding lay the beginning of something humanity had never known before, a true, shared connection with another intelligent being. As the stars shone above and the wind whispered through the crystals, Aaron whispered in his mind, "We'll learn together." And somewhere, deep within the shimmering towers, Ilara responded, not with words, but with a gasp that felt like a heartbeat echoing in unison with his own. The next morning, the golden light of the planet's twin suns spilled across the crystal plains, making every surface shimmer like diamonds. Captain Aaron Cole stood at the edge of one of the largest formations, his mind already racing with possibilities. Ilara, the alien who had become the focus of his thoughts, hovered nearby, gliding effortlessly across the uneven terrain. Every movement was precise, graceful, almost as if the air itself obeyed her. Aaron had spent hours the previous day attempting to communicate, and although their connection was still basic, he could sense more than just reactions now. He could feel emotions. Fear, curiosity, excitement. Each thought he sent out was mirrored by an almost human understanding from Ilara. It was astonishing, and he knew it was something humanity had never experienced before. Lieutenant Myra Khan joined him, her face alight with the same mixture of wonder and caution that Aaron had seen in the crew all morning. "Captain, I've been analyzing the energy readings again," she said. "The patterns seem adaptive. Whatever is beneath the crystals is responding to us, especially to you." Aaron glanced at her. "To me?" Myra nodded. "Yes, the fluctuations increase when you're nearby, and when Ilara reacts to your thoughts, the energy spikes even more. It's like a feedback loop." Aaron's brow furrowed. "So it's not just telepathy, it's something larger, something tied to the planet itself." Myra shrugged, a small smile tugging at her lips. "Whatever it is, it's not hostile, not yet anyway, but we should remain careful." For the rest of the morning, Aaron and Ilara continued their silent dialogue. He would think of simple objects or motions, and she would respond with subtle gestures or soft, resonant gasps. He discovered that by focusing on clear, vivid images, the responses became more pronounced. A thought of a bird flying above the crystal towers caused her eyes to widen, and she tilted her head as if she could see it too. Aaron laughed softly. "You understand more than we can measure, don't you?" Ilara responded with a low, melodic hum that seemed to echo in his mind. It was not language, at least not in any human sense, but he felt comprehension, agreement, and even something approaching amusement. As the crew watched from a distance, Ryo muttered under his breath, "I still don't get it. How can one person connect like that and the rest of us can't?" Aaron's eyes narrowed slightly. "It's not just me, Ryo, it's our intention." Ilara reacts to focus, to clarity, to genuine curiosity. It's not just thought, it's feeling, purpose, and honesty combined. That's why she responds to me. By midday, Aaron decided to test the limits of their connection. He walked slowly toward a massive crystal formation, imagining himself climbing it. As he focused, Ilara gasped sharply, stepping in front of him. Her reaction was immediate and protective, not aggressive. He paused, raising his hands slowly. "I understand," he thought. "You're warning me?" The gasp echoed faintly, and her movements suggested affirmation. Aaron realized that their bond had reached a level where intention and prediction were possible. Ilara could sense the likely outcomes of his actions and intervene without a single word. "This is incredible," Myra whispered as she observed. "She's not just telepathic, she's predictive, like she can anticipate your next thought." Aaron nodded slowly, his gaze fixed on the shimmering crystals. "And that makes her powerful. And helpful if we can earn her trust fully." As the afternoon sun began to dip, Aaron noticed something else. When he thought of Ilara not just as a guide, but as a being with thoughts of her own, she reacted differently. Her eyes lingered on him longer, and the gasps became softer, almost curious. It was as if she was beginning to sense him beyond the immediate thoughts, as if a subtle, unspoken understanding was forming between them. Aaron tried a new thought experiment. He imagined himself in a maze of the crystal towers, unsure which path to take. Ilara's response was instantaneous. She moved to the left, then backtracked slightly as though nudging him toward the safest path. He followed, letting her guide him. The crystals themselves seemed to respond. When they approached one towering formation, faint lines of light pulsed along its edges, revealing a hidden path that might have otherwise been invisible. Aaron stopped and glanced at Myra, who gasped softly. "This isn't just a planet," she said. "It's alive, or at least part of a system that interacts with consciousness. It's almost like the planet itself is designed to work with Ilara." Aaron's mind raced. If that's true, then whatever is beneath these crystals, it's ancient. And it's intelligent. That evening, while the crew set up camp near a small crystalline pond, Aaron tried something different. He focused not on objects, but on emotions, simple ones: calm, curiosity, hope. The responses were subtle at first, soft resonances in his mind. Then Ilara gasped again, in a pattern that seemed almost deliberate. He realized with a shock that she was responding not just to thought, but to intention and feeling combined. Every clear, focused, positive emotion he projected strengthened their bond. He began to understand that the alien was not only telepathic but emotionally sensitive, capable of reading layers of mind and heart. This discovery thrilled him, but it also raised a question. Could this bond extend beyond immediate thoughts? Could Ilara sense long-term plans, fears, or hopes? Aaron wasn't sure, but he knew one thing: humanity had never encountered a species capable of such deep understanding. The next morning brought a challenge. While Aaron and Ilara explored a crystalline canyon, the ground trembled slightly. Sensors detected unusual energy surges beneath the planet's surface, moving in rhythmic pulses. The crystals around them began to hum louder, vibrating softly under their feet. "Ilara," Aaron thought, cautious. "What's happening?" The gasp came quickly, sharp and urgent. Her movements were rapid, almost agitated. She darted between the towers, guiding Aaron and avoiding certain areas, clearly warning him of danger. Aaron followed, trusting her instincts. The deeper they went, the more the ground quivered and faint cracks began forming in the crystal walls. His heart pounded. If the tremors continued, parts of the canyon could collapse. "Ilara," he thought again, "lead me to safety." She gasped softly, then moved decisively toward a side path. Aaron followed without hesitation. They reached a small alcove where the vibrations were minimal. He exhaled, a sense of relief washing over him. "This is amazing," he whispered aloud. "She's predicting the movements of the environment itself, not just reading my mind, reading the planet." Myra and the other crew members arrived shortly after, faces pale with concern. "Captain, the readings, the energy, it's unlike anything we've ever seen," Myra said. "Whatever is beneath this planet, it's huge, and it's moving." Aaron nodded. "I know, and Ilara knows too. That's why we're alive." Over the following days, the crew continued to observe Ilara and the planet's mysteries. Aaron spent hours refining their telepathic connection, discovering that simple, clear images paired with calm emotions elicited the strongest responses. Ilara would sometimes tilt her head, hum softly, or gasp, showing understanding. One afternoon, Aaron tried an experiment. He imagined an ancient structure buried beneath the crystals, one that might explain the rhythmic energy pulses. Elara gasped sharply, then led him toward a cluster of towering formations. When they arrived, faint patterns appeared on the crystals, glowing softly as though reacting to the combination of his thoughts and intentions. "It's like a map," Myra said in awe. "She's showing you directions to something important." Aaron nodded, feeling a surge of excitement. Humanity's first real contact with intelligent life wasn't just happening. It was opening doors to discoveries beyond their imagination. And through it all, the bond between him and Elara was deepening, becoming more than curiosity or communication. It was trust, respect, and an unspoken understanding that crossed the boundaries of species. That night, Aaron sat alone again, watching Elara hover in the soft glow of the crystal plains. He thought of a simple phrase: "I want to understand you completely." Elara gasped gently, tilting her head in a way that suggested comprehension. And in that moment, Aaron realized that the bond was no longer one-sided. She was curious about him, too. She wanted to understand his mind, his feelings, his humanity. For the first time, he felt a profound truth. Humanity's greatest strength wasn't just exploration or invention. It was the ability to connect, understand, and grow alongside others, even those who were completely different. As the stars began to shimmer in the alien sky, Aaron whispered into the quiet night, "We'll learn together, Elara. And together we'll discover what this planet truly is." And somewhere in the shimmer of crystal towers, Elara responded, not in words, but in a gasp that felt like a heartbeat, syncing perfectly with his own. The planet's nights were quieter than anything Aaron had ever known. No birds, no distant winds, no rustling of trees, only the soft hum of crystals that seemed alive. Yet beneath the calm there was a hidden rhythm, one that Aaron could feel through Elara. Each gasp, each subtle movement of hers resonated like a warning, as if the planet itself held secrets that demanded respect. Aaron stood at the edge of a massive crystal plateau, watching the twin moons cast silver reflections across the jagged surfaces. The deeper they explored, the more he realized how little humanity truly understood. These crystals were not merely formations of silicon or minerals. They seemed to store energy, perhaps even information. And Elara reacted to it in ways that made him think the alien was connected to it in ways beyond telepathy. Myra approached, her face lined with curiosity and concern. "Captain, the readings are consistent. The energy beneath the crystals isn't random. It's patterned. And it reacts to Elara in real time." Aaron nodded slowly. "She's more than a guide, she's a key. The planet responds to her, and through her, we might finally understand it." Elara hovered nearby, eyes glowing faintly. She tilted her head as Aaron projected the thought. "What is this place? Why does it react to us?" A soft gasp escaped her, vibrating directly in his mind. Then a sequence of resonances followed, an almost musical pattern that Aaron could feel in his chest. It was a response, a message not yet understood. He realized the first layer of this planet's mystery was communication, not exploration. Over the next few days, Aaron and Elara worked to decipher the patterns. He discovered that combining thoughts with emotions strengthened the bond and drew clearer reactions. Elara would gasp when he focused on danger, hum when he considered a path, and even seemed to hesitate when he thought of complex concepts beyond his understanding. The rest of the crew observed from a safe distance, fascinated and cautious. Lieutenant Ryo voiced the question that lingered in everyone's minds. "Captain, if this bond is so strong, what happens if it breaks, or if Elara senses fear or anger?" Aaron considered the question carefully. "We must remain focused and calm. She reacts to honesty, clarity, and intention. If we lose that, we risk misunderstanding, and the planet might react in ways we can't predict." Myra added, "It's almost as if the planet itself is a living puzzle, waiting for someone to solve it, and Elara is the one who knows how." One morning, Aaron awoke to a subtle change. Elara was already hovering near the landing site, eyes flicking toward him with urgency. As he focused on her, he sensed an unfamiliar tension, one that made his stomach tighten. Then the ground trembled, not violently, but rhythmically. The energy beneath the crystals pulsed like a heartbeat. Aaron's mind raced. Something is moving. Something beneath the surface is waking. He turned to Myra. "We need to understand this before we move further. Elara's warning is clear. There's more here than we expected." Elara gasped again, sharp and repeated. Her movements were almost frantic as she led Aaron toward a lower valley, away from the strongest tremors. He followed without hesitation, trusting her instincts entirely. As they descended, the air grew warmer and faint golden light began to glow from beneath the crystals. Tiny veins of luminescence crisscrossed the cavern walls, creating patterns that resembled circuits or pathways. It was unlike anything Aaron had seen. "Captain," Myra whispered over the communicator, her voice trembling slightly, "these patterns, they're not natural. They're designed like some kind of interface." Aaron felt a thrill mixed with caution. "Yes, and Elara knows how to navigate it." As they explored, Aaron noticed a faint hum in his mind. It was not Elara, but something deeper beneath the planet itself. The vibrations pulsed rhythmically, almost like a language of energy. Elara reacted immediately, gasping in sharp sequences that suggested recognition and perhaps fear. He tried to project calmness, focusing on understanding rather than fear. The responses softened, showing that the alien could moderate the planet's reaction through her connection. It was clear now, the bond between Aaron and Elara was not just personal, it affected the environment itself. "What do you make of it?" Myra asked, eyes wide. "The planet, it's alive, isn't it? Not just biologically, but cognitively." Aaron nodded slowly. "It seems that way, and if it is, then whatever is beneath the crystals is ancient, intelligent, and aware of us. Elara isn't just a guide, she's a bridge." Hours later, they came upon a massive crystal formation unlike any other. It rose like a jagged tower into the sky, its surface smooth and reflective. The energy readings spiked dramatically as they approached. Elara floated closer, eyes wide, gasping softly in Aaron's mind. He focused. "What is this? Why is it different?" The response was immediate, a series of rapid, sharp gasps and then a low, resonant hum. It felt almost like a voice, not in words, but in emotion and pattern. Aaron realized that this formation might hold the central intelligence of the planet, or at least a record of its history. Myra studied the energy flows. "Captain, these readings are off the charts. Whatever is inside this tower, it's enormous. We need to be cautious." Aaron agreed. "Yes, but we cannot ignore it. This could be the key to everything, understanding the planet, the crystals, even Elara herself." As the afternoon sun dipped low, casting long shadows across the crystal plains, Aaron and Elara began a careful exploration of the tower's surface. Aaron projected simple thoughts: safe, explore, understand. Elara gasped in rhythmic responses, guiding him along paths that seemed invisible. It became clear that the crystals were arranged to respond to thought patterns. Certain sequences of focus caused pathways to open or luminescent panels to shift, revealing hidden doors or passages. Aaron marveled at the sophistication. This was not just a natural formation, it was engineered with purpose, and Elara knew how to navigate it instinctively. "Captain," Myra said softly, "it's like a library, but instead of books, it stores information in energy. And Elara, she can read it." Aaron nodded. "Then we must proceed carefully. One wrong thought, one uncontrolled emotion, and we could trigger something we don't understand." Later, as night fell, Aaron reflected on what they had seen. The bond with Elara had grown stronger, almost like a two-way understanding. He could sense her curiosity about him, her awareness of his intentions, even her subtle amusement at his mistakes. But there was a danger. The energy beneath the crystals had grown more active. Pulses of light traveled in patterns too complex to predict, and the tremors in the ground had become more pronounced, as if the planet itself were reacting to their presence or testing them. Aaron realized that whatever lay beneath, it was aware not just of Elara, but of all humans, and this awareness carried risk. If misinterpreted, it could lead to disaster. "Elara," he thought carefully, "what are you trying to tell me?" She gasped softly, and for the first time he felt something more than warning or instruction. It was anticipation, excitement, curiosity. The alien was inviting him to explore, to understand, to trust the bond fully. He understood then that this planet, its energy, and Elara were all intertwined in a challenge unlike any humanity had faced. It was not a battle of weapons or strength, but a test of mind, heart, and connection. As the stars shimmered in the alien sky, Aaron felt both awe and responsibility. The mysteries of the planet were deep and the risks were real. But for the first time, he also felt hope. Humanity had faced countless challenges before, but this was different. With Elara as a guide and with trust as their greatest weapon, they might uncover secrets that no other species had ever seen. That night before resting, Aaron closed his eyes and focused, sending one clear thought: "We are here to learn. We are here to understand." Elara gasped gently, and the resonance that followed felt like a promise. Together, they would face whatever lay ahead: ancient intelligence, hidden dangers, and the uncharted mysteries of a living world. And somewhere, deep within the glowing crystal towers, the planet itself seemed to acknowledge them, as if it were waiting for the next step in a story millions of years in the making. The golden light of the planet's twin suns barely reached the crystal plateau when alarms blared. Across the aurora, Aaron was in the middle of a mental session with Elara, projecting images of the planet's hidden formations, when Lieutenant Ryo's voice cut through the communicator. "Captain, sensors are picking up multiple ships approaching from the outer orbit. They're armed and moving fast." Aaron's heart sank. The distant, uncharted beauty of the planet had attracted attention far beyond the human crew. He had hoped their discoveries could remain secret, at least long enough to understand them, but it seemed that others had also noticed the unusual energy signature emanating from the crystal towers. Myra approached, her face pale. "They're not explorers. Their fleet design matches known mercenary and private sector raider patterns. They're here for the energy, for Elara, or for the planet." Aaron's jaw tightened. He glanced at Elara, who floated beside him, her luminous eyes wide with apprehension. She gasped sharply, her thoughts in his mind almost frantic. He sensed not just fear, but warning. This threat was dangerous, not just to the humans, but to the balance of the planet itself. "Prepare the crew," Aaron ordered. "We defend, but we do not engage recklessly. Elara will guide us." The fleet arrived within hours. Sleek, dark ships appeared in the sky, their silhouettes sharp against the golden glow of the twin suns. The raiders opened fire, sending beams that cut through the air, shattering smaller crystal formations and sending fragments scattering. Aaron and the crew scrambled, using the terrain for cover while keeping Elara in sight. She gasped repeatedly, guiding Aaron with sharp movements and subtle changes in light. Every step they took seemed synchronized with her intuition. "It's like she can predict their attacks," Ryo shouted, ducking behind a fractured crystal spire. "How is that even possible?" Aaron didn't answer. He concentrated, sending clear, focused thoughts to Elara: "Guide us to safety. Protect the crew." Her response was immediate. She moved quickly, gasping rhythmically in sequences he understood as instructions. Aaron followed, leading the crew through a narrow canyon of crystals that reflected the attackers' beams harmlessly away. The raiders' technology was powerful, but it wasn't attuned to the planet's shifting structures or to Elara's guidance. Hours passed in a tense, silent dance of movement and strategy. Every time a raider ship approached, Elara's guidance allowed the humans to anticipate attacks, evade, and even turn the environment to their advantage. Some crystals reflected light beams in unexpected directions, blinding sensors. Others emitted vibrations that disoriented the enemy ships. Myra observed the readings, her voice trembling with awe. "Captain, it's like the planet itself is defending us through her. Every action we take, she anticipates and redirects. This is genius." Aaron nodded, his mind racing. "Not genius, coordination, humanity's unpredictability combined with her foresight. Together, we're more than just human or alien, we're a team." The raiders, frustrated by repeated failures, began adjusting tactics. They tried focusing fire on Elara, but she moved unpredictably, using her awareness of human thought and planetary energy to evade. Aaron realized that their success depended not on superior firepower, but on trust, creativity, and understanding. At one critical moment, a massive beam of energy struck a crystal spire near the crew, causing it to crack dangerously. Aaron acted instantly, projecting a calm but clear intention. "Shift now. Move left. Safe path." Elara gasped sharply, and the ground beneath them seemed to respond. Smaller crystal formations shifted slightly, creating a narrow bridge across a fissure. The humans followed, barely escaping the collapse. Myra gasped in amazement. "Captain," she said breathlessly, "we wouldn't have survived that without her." Aaron exhaled, glancing at Elara. "We wouldn't have survived without us working together. This is what I've been saying. Humanity's creativity, our unpredictability, it's our strength. She senses patterns, but she cannot create solutions. We do that." The battle continued, lasting hours under the twin suns and star-strewn skies. The raiders' numbers began to dwindle, not because the humans fired weapons, but because they used the terrain, the crystals, and Elara's guidance to outmaneuver and outthink the attackers. In a tense moment, the raiders attempted a final gambit, a massive energy surge aimed directly at the plateau where Aaron and the crew were positioned. The crystals began to glow violently, resonating with the surge. Aaron felt the energy vibrating in his chest, and he realized that the planet itself could react, and it might not distinguish friend from foe. "Focus," he thought, calm, steady, precise. Elara gasped in rhythm with his intentions, her energy resonating with the planet S. Together, human focus and alien perception guided the planet's reaction. The surge dispersed harmlessly, redirected into smaller fissures in the terrain. Not a single human was harmed, and the raiders' attack failed entirely. After what felt like an eternity, the last raider ship fled, retreating toward orbit. The plateau was quiet again, bathed in the soft glow of the twin suns. Dust and crystal fragments settled slowly, and the crew stood in awe of what had just occurred. Myra shook her head, barely believing it. "Captain, we did it. I don't know how, but we did it." Aaron looked at Elara, who floated gracefully above the shattered spire. She gasped softly, almost shyly, and Aaron felt a wave of relief and respect. She had guided them through a situation that no human experience could have survived alone. "We did it together," he said. "And that's the lesson. Strength isn't just in firepower or strategy, it's in understanding, coordination, and courage." The aftermath of the battle revealed more than just survival. Among the fractured crystals, hidden structures were exposed. Tiny doorways, previously invisible, glimmered in the sunlight. Aaron realized that the attack had inadvertently revealed secrets that the planet had kept hidden for millennia. Myra approached, her face bright with excitement. "Captain, these openings, they're aligned with the energy patterns. Elara can guide us through safely. We might finally reach the heart of the planet." Aaron nodded, a new determination in his chest. "Then we proceed, but carefully. This is only the beginning. The planet is intelligent, it watches, and now others know it exists. We need to move quickly, and with her guidance we can unlock what no one else has." Elara floated closer, her eyes glowing faintly. Aaron focused on the thought, "Lead us, show us the path." She gasped in response, and a soft pulse of energy traveled through the crystals. The pathway ahead shifted slightly, revealing a staircase of luminescent steps leading downward. Aaron realized that the planet itself was alive with hidden intelligence, and Elara was its interpreter. As night fell, the crew rested near the newly revealed structures. Despite exhaustion, excitement ran high. Humanity had survived a direct attack, navigated an alien environment, and discovered the first hints of the planet's hidden core. Aaron sat with Elara hovering nearby, projecting his thoughts carefully. "We have faced danger. We have survived. Now we must learn what lies ahead." Elara responded with a soft gasp, almost like agreement. In that moment, Aaron felt the depth of their connection. She trusted him, and he trusted her. Together, they had turned chaos into understanding, danger into opportunity. "This bond," Aaron thought aloud, "is unlike anything humanity has ever experienced. It is our bridge to knowledge, to survival, and perhaps to the future." Elara's soft hum resonated in his mind. And for the first time, Aaron sensed not just a guide or an interpreter, but a true partner in discovery. The planet had chosen to reveal itself, but only to those who could respect its intelligence, and to those who could work together across species. As dawn approached, painting the sky in golden hues, Aaron looked across the crystal plains, reflecting on the battle and the lessons it had taught. Humanity's strength lay not only in courage, ingenuity, and skill, but in connection and understanding. Without Elara, the crew would have been overwhelmed. Without trust and teamwork, even the planet's secrets might remain hidden forever. Aaron whispered to the alien beside him, "Together we will discover what lies within. We will protect this place. And we will learn its secrets one step at a time." Elara gasped in response, the resonance clear in his mind. The pulse of the crystals beneath their feet seemed to echo in agreement. It was a promise, a pact, and a challenge. The true journey was only beginning. The sun barely peaked above the horizon, casting soft golden light across the crystal plains, when Captain Aaron Cole and his team prepared to enter the newly revealed structure. The air shimmered with faint energy, and the crystals reflected the light in mesmerizing patterns, painting the landscape in colors that shifted with every movement. The battle with the raiders had left the plateau scarred but alive, as if the planet itself had absorbed the damage and healed quietly. Aaron looked at Elara hovering beside him, luminous eyes fixed on him. She had guided them through danger, interpreted the rhythms of the planet, and taught him more in days than humanity had learned from centuries of exploration. He felt a mixture of awe and respect. "Are we ready?" Myra asked, her voice tinged with both excitement and caution. Aaron nodded. "We've survived everything the planet and outsiders have thrown at us. Now it's time to understand it. Step carefully, follow Elara, and keep your minds focused." Elara responded with a soft gasp, and the crystal steps before them glowed faintly, inviting them forward. Every movement they made seemed to resonate with the planet itself. It was as if the world could feel them, judge them, and decide whether they were worthy of what lay hidden within. The staircase descended into a vast chamber, the walls lined with crystalline panels that pulsed in harmony with the planet's energy. It was quiet, but the silence was alive. Every footstep created vibrations that seemed to echo across the structure, sending faint pulses through Aaron's mind. He realized the entire chamber was a massive interface, designed not for hands or tools, but for consciousness. "This is incredible," Myra whispered. "It's not just architecture, it's a system of knowledge." Aaron nodded, letting his thoughts flow carefully. "We come in peace. We seek understanding. We wish to learn." Elara gasped softly, and the walls of the chamber responded. Light patterns shifted, creating a path deeper into the structure. Aaron felt a thrill of discovery. The planet was alive, yes, but it was intelligent, cautious, and willing to reveal its secrets only to those who approached with respect. The crew followed, stepping carefully along the glowing path. Each crystal panel seemed to respond to their thoughts and intentions. When Aaron projected curiosity and calm, Elara's guidance became more precise, and the structures ahead revealed subtle openings. It was a silent conversation, one that transcended language and reached deep into the mind. Hours passed as they explored, moving from chamber to chamber. The energy pulses beneath the crystals grew stronger, almost like a heartbeat. Aaron realized that these chambers were not just storage of information. They were a living record of the planet itself. Every structure, every light, and every vibration carried knowledge, history, and intention. This is beyond anything humanity has ever encountered," Myra said, awe in her voice. "It's as if the planet itself remembers everything." Aaron nodded. "And Elara can interpret it because she is part of it. She knows its rhythms, its intentions, its warnings. Without her, we would be lost." A soft gasp from Elara drew their attention to a massive crystal at the center of the final chamber. It pulsed with energy more intense than anything they had seen. The vibrations resonated in Aaron's chest, almost like a heartbeat. He stepped closer cautiously, projecting calm and respectful thoughts. "We mean no harm. We wish only to understand." The crystal responded, light spreading in intricate patterns across the walls. Elara's gasps became rhythmic, almost musical, guiding Aaron toward a hidden interface embedded within the crystal itself. As Aaron's hands hovered over the crystal, he realized that this was more than a simple device. It was a neural interface of unimaginable sophistication, responding to mind, intention, and emotion. The planet's consciousness flowed through it, allowing him to perceive layers of history, energy, and thought that no human had ever experienced. Images and sensations filled his mind. Swirling landscapes, floating cities, glowing beings that had long disappeared, and a record of the planet's interactions with countless civilizations over millions of years. But the most astonishing revelation came as he sensed the planet's intent. It had always been observing life in the galaxy, waiting for a species capable of connection, curiosity, and creativity to arrive. "We were not just discovering this planet," Aaron whispered, his voice trembling. "We're part of its story now." Myra looked over, eyes wide with disbelief. "Captain, this is knowledge beyond imagination. We could change everything we know about the universe." Elara floated close, her hum resonating in his mind. It was clear now that the bond they shared had made this interaction possible. She had prepared them, guided them, and judged their intentions. Without trust and understanding, the planet's secrets would have remained hidden forever. The crew spent the next hours exploring and absorbing what they could. Ancient maps of the stars, records of civilizations long vanished, and knowledge of energy and matter manipulation filled their minds. Yet, Aaron realized the most important discovery was not the knowledge itself, it was the lesson about humanity. The planet, Elara, and the structures responded not to power or aggression, but to understanding, creativity, and connection. Humanity's greatest strength, Aaron thought, was not just courage or technology, but the ability to empathize, to think beyond oneself, and to trust others, even those completely different. "This is what makes us unique," he told Myra quietly. "No matter how advanced a civilization may be, no matter how powerful a species is, creativity, curiosity, and trust, that's what allows us to thrive. That's what allows us to connect with Elara, with this planet, with the universe itself." As they prepared to leave the central chamber, a sudden ripple of energy passed through the crystals. Aaron felt it as a warning, a subtle reminder that while the planet offered knowledge, it was still alive, aware, and protective. Elara gasped sharply, guiding the humans quickly through a secondary path back toward the surface. When they emerged, the twin suns were low in the sky, casting long shadows across the crystal plains. The battle with the raiders, the tremors, and the exploration had tested them in every way, and yet they had survived, learned, and grown. Humanity had proven its ingenuity, resilience, and capacity for connection. Elara floated beside Aaron, eyes glowing faintly. He projected a thought, "Thank you, for guiding us, for trusting us." Her response was a gentle gasp, resonating like a heartbeat in his mind. In that simple exchange, Aaron felt the depth of their bond, one that transcended language, species, and worlds. Over the next days, the crew cataloged what they could, always with Elara's guidance. They learned to interpret crystal energy flows, navigate hidden passages, and understand the planet's living history. The discoveries were staggering, yet Aaron remained focused on the lesson that had emerged through all their challenges. Humanity's greatest strength is not in weapons or speed or size, but in the ability to connect, to think, and to inspire trust across differences. At night, as the stars reflected across the crystal plains, Aaron and Elara lingered together. He felt a quiet certainty, the kind that comes when one understands the importance of trust, partnership, and respect. The bond they shared was unspoken, yet complete. It was a connection that promised collaboration, discovery, and understanding for whatever lay ahead. "This planet, Elara, it's not just a discovery," he thought carefully. "It's a mirror. It shows us what we can be when we work together." Elara's soft gasp responded in perfect harmony, and Aaron realized something profound. The future of humanity, the planet, and countless civilizations depended not on dominance, but on shared knowledge, empathy, and cooperation. Before leaving, Aaron took one last look at the central crystal tower. Its light pulsed gently, almost like a heartbeat synchronized with his own. He whispered, "We will return, we will learn more, and we will protect this place." Elara hovered beside him, her presence reassuring, her hum resonating through his mind like a song. Together they had faced danger, uncovered mysteries, and forged a bond that bridged worlds. And together they would face whatever came next, whether challenges, discoveries, or adventures in the uncharted reaches of the galaxy. As the aurora lifted off the crystal plains, the planet shimmered below, alive and aware, yet calm. Aaron looked at the glowing expanse, feeling a sense of pride and wonder. Humanity had survived, adapted, and connected, and through understanding, creativity, and courage, they had proven what made them exceptional. The stars stretched endlessly ahead, full of mysteries yet to explore. But for Aaron, Myra, the crew, and Elara, the future had never seemed brighter. They had discovered not just knowledge, but a truth that resonated deeper than any data, the power of connection, trust, and imagination. And somewhere deep within the shimmering towers, Elara gasped softly, a sound that carried gratitude, understanding, and perhaps even joy. A human mind and an alien consciousness had met, and in that meeting, a bridge had formed that nothing could break.